everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fopsy and if it's your first time here, welcome. Today I'm talking about how to plan your Nigerian wedding while abroad. So I'm in Canada and I got married in Canada. So I want to share some of my experiences and some things I've seen that work, some things you might have concerns about, and this is the kind of video I was looking for when I was getting married. So since I couldn't find one like this, I'm making it. First thing I want to talk to you about is your options, right? If you're Nigerian, the reason you're watching this video is probably because you've decided where you want to get married, and if you haven't, well, it's time to decide. You have the option of doing everything where you are, Canada, America, anywhere, or of going back home to do your wedding. So let's talk about those who go back home to Nigeria. I think that if you're going back to Nigeria to do your wedding, understand that it's going to come with a little bit of stress. There's a lot more to think about when you do your wedding in Nigeria. So like for this reason, I highly suggest that if you're trying to get married in Nigeria, get an event planner. Now, event planner does not have to be one that has the title event planner. It could be one of your aunties that is amazing at planning celebrations. We Nigerians love parties, so it's not just because you're getting married. You're not the first person to have a giant party, which is just what a wedding is. Think about people that are good with party planning. They know how to find the best cooks. They know how to find the best venues, the best deals. They're organized. You gel with them, and they kind of understand your taste, right? Because if you're planning your wedding from abroad, you're pretty much relying on someone to act on your behalf at home. So you need to be able to check that they vibe with you. If you have family in Nigeria, it would be good to have somebody. If you have family in Nigeria and you have an event planner, it's good to somehow connect, like have a touch person in Nigeria that they can talk to, right? I find that sometimes some vendors they might put a premium on their services because you're away, like especially with Nigerian vendors. Sometimes because when they hear that you're abroad, they just hike up the prices. So if you can have a local person in Nigeria be the one communicating with them, not that they won't know that you're abroad, yes they will, but just so that they know that you have help in Nigeria as well. Connect them together and let somebody who is local be the point of contact for you. If you're going with a proper wedding planner, there are a lot of reputable people out there that do a lot of good work. So just go off of recommendations. Not everybody that is amazing on Instagram is amazing in real life. Not all that glitters on Instagram is gold. I just have to say that. A lot of vendors know how to take nice pictures, but doesn't mean they're really good. So if you have friends that have gotten married, friends of friends even, don't be shy to reach out to them. I think it's safer to go for recommendations than to just assume that people that have good work on Instagram are good. I remember I reached out to one person for my actual key. I saw a picture she did and it seemed good, but she was going to charge about 1,500 for mine. It did not include sewing, and then 1,500 CAD, USD, 1,500 CAD USD for me, and around 1,000 for my husband as well. And like this was just the traditional clothes, like the ashoki. And she was good, but I couldn't afford her. So that's another thing. Many people that are big on Instagram, they come with a big price tag too. So do your research. It's really okay to use somebody that is not on Instagram. Just so far as you have a recommendation, your mom has used them for another friend's wedding, or you just have connect somehow, right? And you've seen their work. It's important to go off of recommendations. So that's the big thing. And this applies not just to the local things you need, but to everything. Picking a photographer, picking a videographer. If you can, actually this one is something I've had personal experience with. If you're able to use your photographer as your pre-wedding shoot photographer as well, please do, because it's kind of a way to get a sample of their work and see if you really gel with them, because you're going to trust your wedding memories into their hands. So if you're able to check out your wedding photographer as a pre-wedding photographer, I recommend that you do that. I've talked about a bunch of things so far, but all of this would only make sense if your budget and vision are sorted out. I have a wedding planning series video that I will link here. It's important to decide what you want for yourself, because the options are endless when it comes to weddings. So sit down with your partner, decide on what kind of wedding you want, what's important to you, because the wedding industry, they try to make everything important. Earrings, makeup, venue, dress, second dress, third dress, like dresses that you wear for what hours, like are these things really important? The fact that everybody does something doesn't mean you have to do it. Decide what's important to you, and don't really change because of your wedding. If you were not bougie before, don't try to become some really fancy person just because you're getting married. Be true to yourself. So get your wedding vision ready, and your budget is determined by what you and your fiance can afford, as well as what your parents are looking to contribute. I have a detailed video where I talk about how to have this conversation with your parents. I'll link it down as well. But have that conversation and stick with it. Don't forget that your budget has to also allow room for emergencies to happen. Like, what if flight tickets go up and you have to spend more on flights? If you're getting married during the crazy times, which is Christmas, you can expect to spend a bit more on pretty much everything. So factor in things like this into your budget. Now, if you're getting married abroad and you're trying to find ashwabi, okay, first of all, decide if you need ashwabi. To me, ashwabi was not important. I love hats and like all them Kate Middleton kind of wedding vibes, royal wedding vibes, and that's what I wanted. Oh, but my mom wanted her ashwabi people, so I ended up saying her people, her guests could wear ashwabi, and my guests would wear my beautiful hats that I wanted, and I got that, thankfully. So ashwabi I believe, is a logistical nightmare from abroad, but maybe it was just how I did mine. There are better options. You can find local vendors. There are people that sell ashwabi from the abroad. Look again on Instagram. Start on Instagram, but don't end there, right? Like, reach out to people that have used them if you can. Reach out to your friends that have gotten married and see what they did. And then think about the cost. Like, if it's not that important to you, it's just really expensive. And how many times do you get to wear ashwabi again? But if you like it, if you like the color and all the glamour of it, who am I to tell you not to go for it? I'll see if I can link a couple options. I know I've heard of the ashwabi concierge or something, and that they're able to deliver your ashwabi to the people. But I don't know if that only works in Nigeria. But in Canada, what I did was I had an auntie who sorted out the ashwabi in Nigeria, and then most of the people that were here or in America, they had tailors in Nigeria that they wanted to have it sewn by. So we organized logistics companies, and I have a friend I think I can link her info here, and they just like delivered the ashwabi to each person's tailor. They're now bringing it over here. We had to like collect it again and like send it through people. But alternatively, you can just buy it here and then sew it here. It can get pricey, but it's a bit easier to have it all done abroad. Alternatively, you could just keep ashwabi and you'll be fine, honestly. But that's my 2 cents. Souvenirs, these are not very important, but if your parents insist on having them, you can look at Alibaba, and there's so many options. You can have them customized for you with monograms or with like stamps of your wedding date and name, things like that. I think Walmart also offers bulk options, so you can check them out for bulk buying options, and they can also have them customized, so bottles, towels, caps, really little cute things that can act as wedding souvenirs. So check those people out. Honestly, Nigerian parents, they're really proud of weddings. I think parents in general. So like, you might butt heads with your parents at this time, but I hope you have a good enough relationship that will be able to survive wedding planning. Just try to honor them, but also try to be on the same page with your partner, so that when you have to face your parents, you at least face them as a united front, right? And at the end of the day, if one person is really feeling very emotional about something, it's okay to just snooze and make the decision later, because high emotions, just things can go crazy. And yeah, wedding memories, some of them are not very pleasant, but let's skip that. Alaga and all those people that do traditional aspects of weddings, I found those people through recommendations. My mom was able to call like some of her friends who had friends here, and then they recommended some people, and they're really good. I'll ask her if she does this for everyone, and if she does, I'll add her information. She was amazing. Another thing to remember is that you can call on your friends for favors, right? Like, not everything is important. When I heard the price of MCs, I was like, just to be announcing things, like, I didn't really think it was that big a deal. I didn't want to gesture, because there are not that many jokes that I appreciate. Like, I don't think not many of the Nigerian jokes are appropriate for large gatherings or something. So I just wanted something clean and easy, classy. I had a friend do it. I'd seen her do church emceeing at events we had, and she was awesome. It was amazing. What else? Recommendations for DJs, right? Again, go with all these people. Go with recommendations from your friends or from friends of friends, and be willing to bargain, right? Not everything that they recommend is good for you. Like, if you don't care about dancing on clouds, then don't include dancing on clouds. Those smoky effect things is what it's called, dancing on clouds. So and then some of the things that apply to regular wedding planning apply here, right? Use sites like Wedding Wire to work out how much you expect to spend on each wedding item. Use Reddit. I loved Reddit so much, and I fell in love with it during wedding planning. They do this amazing thing where they talk about the different wedding prices and they break it down. So you can say weddings under 10K breakdown in Toronto, and you'll see like how much each person spent on everything. And because you have so many options, you can compare it and start to see, okay, it looks like if we choose to get married on a weekday, it's a bit less expensive. It's if we choose to add this thing, it reduces the cost, like things like that, things that you would never know because you've never done a wedding. You find on wedding boards like Reddit. And another thing I found helpful is if you're able to use your family members to negotiate for some things. Like for some reason I found that some vendors listen to my husband more. I know patriarchy and all, but I just used it to get some deals. Also, same thing as some church aunties that had planned events before, and they knew some vendors and venues. It was better for them to come with us and help us think of things to add. So we weren't necessarily able to remove from our budget, but we're able to add to them. So I hope this was helpful somehow. I really want to answer specific questions about like things you're worried about in your own wedding planning. The most important thing is give yourself time. Like don't be too rushed. Think through everything, and don't let every small thing become a big deal to you. Like weddings have a way of amplifying unnecessary things. Wedding veil, they will say it's like $1,000. Like veil that doesn't cover me for 30 seconds, not 30 minutes at most. And like I'm not going to use it again. So don't break the bank just because you're getting married. Enjoy the process, and if you can, live at peace with your parents during this time and just enjoy this process. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and let you think a thing or two from it. I'd love you guys to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button for more content about life and love from me, Fopsy. Bye.